Hello, World Civilization 106 class. Welcome to week 14. So, as many of you have noticed, we are getting close to the end of this semester. And I'm seeing that many of you have been taking advantage of what I had set up that I would take in late work for full points if turned in correctly by midnight this Sunday night. Here. So, what if you did not get to turn everything in that you want to? What if you're just looking at your grade and you're not happy still? At this point now, you simply need to contact me so that we can look over. I can look over your grade individually with you, and we can see what I can do in the short amount of time for you and what you're able to do. Okay? So, as of this week, if you turn in late work without my permission, if we had not had a discussion and you turn in work, let's say tomorrow, I am not taking it. Okay? And you're not on my good side if you're doing that. Now we have to have a discussion. I'm not upset if I want to make this very clear. I am more than happy to talk to you to make sure that to see what we could do for your grade. But you have to talk to me now. You have to work with me. You've had a reason why you were behind on your work, and I don't judge you for that. But that is something that happened to you that you have not explained to me yet. And I need to listen to you, and you need to communicate with me, and then we can try to figure out what to do within a limited time that we have. Okay? So, you might have had things happen to you that's not your fault, but I don't know anything about that. What I know is you didn't turn your work in on time or you didn't do it right. And you didn't contact me yet. So now let's do that. Okay? Some of you have been turning in late work, and it's been so long since I think you've been tackling this that you are not following the instructions and doing everything that I made clear needed to be done in the first several weeks of this class. Okay, if I'm going to allow work turned in this late, it has to be done correctly for me to give any points for it. Okay, you have to actually do. It's not fair. You're turning it in late, but I'm going to give you full points for something that other people didn't get full points that turned it in on time. No way. Okay, so you need to do that. And if you're confused about anything, this is where you communicate with me. I'm very fair, and I think many of you have seen that. And I've been doing a lot to help you all catch up. But you have to take responsibility on your end for where you're at, okay? And you need to come in humbly, and you come to me, and I think you see I've been here the whole time on your behalf. So, but I'm the professor. I'm the one that decides what to negotiate. And just come into me talking with that understanding. And I think that you'll see that you're going to be fine, okay? Because I know what it's like to struggle as a student. But communication is the key to everything. And in college, you're also learning that, okay? And, sometimes I have to communicate with my boss. Sometimes I think certain things maybe aren't fair. I have to be able to articulate that in a professional manner. I'm inviting any of you to do that with me. Now, here's another thing that's very important as we get to the end of this class. I've already said it in some other announcements. Canvas keeps all of my old assignments logged in. And it's without boring you with all the details, it's very difficult for me to erase some of my old assignments without the risk of erasing more than those assignments that I don't want to use. I'm frustrated about the system, and so what I have is a mess that if early on I could have fixed this. It's a problem now. So here's my whole point. When you look in your grade book, you're going to see assignments that you were never assigned, and you're going to wonder what you should do with those. You don't do anything with those. Okay? You only had to do the assignments in the modules, and that's all I want you to do. I said this in other announcements. Some of you who are trying to catch up on late work literally just started looking at your grade book and did not look in the modules. You didn't probably hear my announcement because you were out of the loop on this class for some things. Whatever the case is, just keep in mind, you only do the assignments that were set up in the module. And when you look at your grade book, if you see assignments that you never did and you wonder where they came from, that's the problem. You didn't. I kind of have a graveyard of old assignments in the grade book. I do apologize for that, but it's not hard to resolve that if you listen to my announcements. And listening to my announcements were required. And for those of you who are listening to this announcement, you've been doing the right thing. And so this helps you, not have to stress about those things. Okay, so that's it mainly. I mean, you're seeing also that there was no paper due also for this next one, so we haven't had much papers to do. We're doing the Turkic peoples and the Mongols, and Genghis Khan is huge. Usually there's a lot more focus on Genghis Khan, and I decided to kind of take a broader spectrum of the steppe peoples. It's a little confusing. Keep in mind that just like how the parallel is not perfect, but just how Germanic people and Celtic people were not the same, but there's so much cultural interaction and exchange that often it'd get confusing. And oops, hold up. Okay. It can get confusing, and you start mixing up between Germanic people and Celts. Well, Mongolians and Turkic people, the Mongols and the Turkic peoples are not the same, but their history and there's so many things that happen with them that they kind of blend together into one story, and it's a little tricky how to kind of put those apart. I try to do that with some of the reading links and some of the discussions in the videos. It's a lot to unpack in a 1 week set of lectures. If you're really interested in that topic, contact me and we can try to talk about that more. For now, this should be sufficient, especially when you see some of the links and the reading that I have on them. And it will really help also explain a good chunk of the world, which used to be a part of the Soviet Union, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and even the Uyghurs that are talked about in China that are going through a lot of struggles over there. And then we're going to be talking a lot about the Ottoman Empire and the Safavids next week. And then we're going to have one more week. And I am going to have some extra credit subject matter for Mesoamerica, which I wanted to do in a section this week, or one of the weeks before the exam. It's just so difficult. There's so much to pack into these semesters for covering world civilization. But having said that, hopefully this is all helpful information. I hope you're still enjoying some of this information while you're getting burned out with a lot of things. I hope you're still taking care of yourself physically. There still is COVID out there, despite the fact that we've moved on from much of that. There's still a war going on in Ukraine that could still have much more repercussions on us. We still see the gas prices. There's still other conflicts going on in the world. There's a lot to always take in. So be good to yourself and to each other, and we'll be in contact as needed.